Alright, what's up guys? I've decided what camera I'm probably gonna get. Now this isn't like a set decision. It could change. But so Nikon, they unveiled the Z series, and I mean, I wasn't blown away. Like, okay, the Z6, I'll lay the specs up on the screen, or I'll screenshot this and like I'll post it. But alright, Z6, 24.5 megapixel camera. That's not horrible, right? It's rivaling the A7 III. So both have a little bit more than 24 meg. ISO 100 to 512. You get just a tad more resolution. I mean, you get 4K. You get more frames than the Sony, but the Sony, you get more frames per second in the Nikon, but you get more autofocus points. Now we don't know if it's gonna be like exactly like faster or slower. I'm pretty sure the Sony is gonna be pretty much might be a little bit faster. Both have 5-axis IBIS, but Nikon, one XQD card, no SD card, no dual XQD, one XQD, and that was a bad decision. And then the A7 III, that's gonna win no matter what. More slots, redundance, like come on now. The viewfinder is better in the Nikon. The touchscreen is a little bit better in the Nikon. And then the battery life, Nikon is, it's not great, but it's just the Sony's better in battery. Then between the Z6 and the A7 III, people are gonna get the A7 III. The Z6 doesn't come out until I think November or December. I'll put a date up there, but it's just, it's not that great. Alright, Z7 versus the A7R III. The Z7 is a whole pretty much $1,000 more expensive. Like, people are gonna be considering the Sony because it's cheaper. So Sony has 42.4 meg, Nikon 45.7. The Nikon's ISO is 64, expandable to 102/400. The Sony is 50 to 102/400. So you're gonna get lower ISO on the Nikon, but you might get a little bit better like noise performance, like high noise performance in the Sony. Both shoot 4K. The Sony has 1 more frame per second, has 10 compared to the Nikon at 9 frames per second. The Nikon has more hybrid phase. The Sony has 400 focal plane, 425 contrast, but it doesn't cover the whole frame. The Nikon gets more frame coverage. Both of IBIS, once again, the Nikon 1 XQD, the Sony 2 SD, 1 UHS 2 and 1 UHS 1, I think. The Sony has a better viewfinder. I don't know the exact specs of the Z7 viewfinder, but I'm pretty sure the Sony has a little bit better viewfinder. Nikon has a better screen, and Sony just kills Nikon on battery life. So what am I getting? Well, probably gonna get the A7R II, and here's why. The A7R II you can get for under $2 grand, while as the Z6 you can get for basically $2 grand. I was considering the Z6. I don't want the Z7, but I mean the Z6 was better for video. I do photo and video, but so let me look up the A7R II specs. So the A7R II has the exact same sensor as the A7R III. The only difference is the processor. So the A7R III has a little bit more dynamic range, but I mean, come on now. If you rely on dynamic range to take your photos, you might want to check your exposure. But anyways, they have the old Sony battery type, which I can get plenty of those batteries for cheap. It's not a big deal because the batteries aren't crazy expensive. Like the Z-type batteries are insanely expensive. Yeah. The Z-type batteries are, the Sony Z-type batteries are crazy expensive, but the older type, not as expensive, not that big of a deal. One SD card. The battery is not that big of a deal to me. Same sensor, still does 4K, at 30 frames per second, I believe. 4K. The autofocus is still pretty good. It's almost the same as the A7R3, but I can find an A7R2 for $1,500 versus paying $2,000 for a Z6, $4,000 for a Z7, $3,000 for an A7R3, $2,000 for an A7 III. I see the best value in the A7R2. You could be different. If you want a more low light, go with the A7 III. You know, do as you wish. But that's what I'm getting. Or I'm not for sure gonna get it. Things could change. I could always get a different camera. But I'm leaving Nikon. Sorry. That's just what I'm gonna do. Anyways, I said I'd make this video. Try to keep making videos once a week, roughly. Not all of them are gonna be photography related. It's just I like photography. See y'all soon. I'm out. Peace.